Well, in a move that surprises no one, The Hollywood Reporter is claiming that Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck will replace Kathleen Kennedy as co-heads of Lucasfilm. Interesting. And I would say not great. I don't think Dave Filoni's that good. You know, Ahsoka wasn't exactly spellbindingly flooring on, a positive scale. It was not great, to be fair. And that was his first sort of foray. Just him doing his own thing. And he's said to have basically destroyed The Mandalorian as well. Yeah. I don't think it's good. Maybe, I guess playing devil's advocate, maybe it was Kathleen Kennedy's input as to why those other shows were not great. Who knows? We'll see. But let's dive into this. Please do hit subscribe, turn those bell notifications on, and share the video as well. Basically, according to The Hollywood Reporter, studio insiders are saying that Lucasfilm is likely to promote from within, and Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck are expected to succeed Kathleen Kennedy in a shared leadership role. Now, shared leadership can actually be beneficial because normally you'll have like a creative head and then you'll have a fiscal head. And those two can they don't necessarily agree, but they can bounce off of one another in a way which coalesces into something productive and beneficial from a business and creative standpoint. I'm not saying that's the case here, but that can be the case for a lot of businesses. There's normally, say, throw it back to cars, for instance. You'll have someone that's really good at body work and they're terrible at business. So they go into business with someone that's very good at business, whilst they deal with the sort of productivity side of things. The business succeeds. I'm not saying that's the case here, but it can be the case. Now, it says here that the move would mark the end of Kennedy's tenuous decade-plus tenure atop the Star Wars franchise, as Disney looks to course correct after years of inconsistent results. So despite ongoing speculation about external candidates like former 20th Century Fox executive Emma Watts, the report from The Hollywood Reporter says that current thinking inside Lucasfilm is that Filoni and Beck will take co-head roles. The idea, according to insiders, cited by The Hollywood Reporter, is to pass the reins to long-time veterans familiar with the franchise's DNA rather than bringing in an outside voice. Now, I would say that that's bad thinking, actually. At the end of the day, sometimes you do need a fresh outside voice. You do need someone external. Just completely unaffiliated, completely disconnected from it. There's no bias there at all. They can step back from it and just go, right, what actually needs to be done? I'm not connected to anything. I don't have emotional investment here. What needs to be done? And again, it's not necessarily from a creative perspective, but from a business perspective. They'd make the tough choices. They'd look at things and just go, all of these women being hired hasn't, proved productive and their ideas have flopped. Here's the track record, fire them. And that'd be the same for men as well. Anyone there that has a track record of being a complete joke and a net drain, fire them, get rid. And someone disconnected from that would be, they'd be best placed to actually achieve that and go through with it as well. But, Disney and Lucasfilm, obviously they're not going that way. Now, The Hollywood Reporter says Lucasfilm remains in many ways a family business. Okay. And as George Lucas's protege, Filoni long has been considered a golden boy. Well, not by George Lucas. Otherwise, he would have been promoted. So, no. Filoni, who currently serves as Chief Creative Officer, rose to prominence under George Lucas's mentorship during the development of the Clone Wars animated series. Since then, he has become a defining creative force at Lucasfilm, with credits on Star Wars Rebels, The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and other streaming era series. So the era where things haven't gone very well. While fans of his animated work were initially thrilled to see Filoni step into a larger role at Lucasfilm, the floundering of projects overseen by Filoni as chief creative officer of Lucasfilm have led many to doubt his abilities. There are still diehards, of course. But during Filoni's tenure, just to clarify, as chief creative officer, Star Wars has seen notable critical and commercial bombs like The Acolyte, which went into production before Filoni took the reins. However, Lucasfilm claimed that Filoni approved the scripts. So, he either did or he didn't. Skeleton Crew, Tales of the Empire, and Tales of the Underworld. These are series which have just like come and gone with a fart in the wind. Like no one cares about them. They've made no cultural impact at all. Filoni's live-action Ahsoka series and Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which came out just before he took over as CCO, also received a lot of negative backlash from fans and independent critics. Andor, Lucasfilm's lone critical success in recent years, also came out under Filoni's jurisdiction, but insider reports have alleged that showrunner Tony Gilroy was given creative freedom and worked directly with Kennedy, bypassing Filoni's authority, which I think he's confirmed himself anyway. So Carrie Beck is currently the Executive VP of Live Action Development and Production. That she's also been involved in nearly every major Star Wars project over the past decade, and her production credits include The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and the Emmy-nominated Clone Wars finale. She also played a key role in the development of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney parks. I mean, they're not great, are they? While both Filoni and Beck are trusted internally, neither has extensive experience producing feature films, and this is a gap that may be mitigated by Kennedy remaining on as a producer for select projects. But this just sounds terrible. I don't see why they think this is a good idea at all. Kennedy leaving's good, obviously. And there was this tweet here from Jeff Snyder, who's actually blocked me on Twitter because I called him out for basically claiming that the next Alien film will have a Predator in it. And I was like, the scripts haven't been written yet, mate. And he was like, oh, well, I think they have. I'm like, I know they haven't. I'm telling you they haven't even been written. Anyway, so his sources can be good and can be bad, basically, is what I'm trying to say there. Anyway, he says, as I, and only I, reported months ago, the current thinking per The Hollywood Reporter today is that Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck will eventually replace Kathleen Kennedy atop Lucasfilm. I expect this announcement to be made later this year. Sure. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. So there you go. I think they're terrible choices. Announcement imminent. But bad choices. I think Filoni's a hack. There you go. Leave your thoughts down below. Bye now.